Today it's me, A.R. Harishri, second BSc Mathematics and at Janaki College, Sivakasi. Today we are going to discuss on the topic statistics. Now, what is statistics? Statistics, a branch of applied mathematics that involves the collection, description, analysis, and inference of conclusions from quantitative data. Now, let's discuss some small definitions. What is data? Data, a collection of facts such as numbers, words, measurements, and observations. For example, staff's age in a company can be considered data, like 27, 51, 19, 21, 46, or the ages of the staffs in a company. There are two types of data. One is primary data and the other is the secondary data. Now let's discuss about what is primary data. These are the data that are collected by a person for a first time for a specific purpose. For example, collection of colors which the students like in your class. Next, secondary data. These are the data that are sourced from some places that has originally collected it. This kind of data has already been collected by some other persons. For example, first details can be get from the concern office. Next, what's frequency distribution? Frequency distribution arrangement of the given data in the form of the table showing frequency but which each variable occurs. There are two types, namely frequency distribution for ungrouped data and frequency distribution for grouped data. Next, let's discuss what is range. That is the difference between the largest and the smallest value of the data given. For finding the range, the formula is range is equal to largest value minus smallest value. Next, for example, the data are given 5, 15, 10, 7, 20, and 80. From the data, the largest value is 20 and the smallest value is 5. On difference, it gives 15. Let's discuss a small problem on range. Find the range of the given data. Here, the largest value is 63 and the smallest value is 4. So, 63 minus 4 gives 59. Next, let's discuss about frequency distribution table. Include data. First, what is include data? It can assume only whole numbers and the exact measurement. These cannot have any range of values. It is represented using bar graphs. For example, number of teachers in school can be considered as grouped data. Next, we can discuss about two types of series. One is the inclusive series and the other is the exclusive series. Series, the class interval, the upper limit and the lower limit are included in the class interval. Then it's called the inclusive series. For example, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, etc. is an inclusive series. Why? Because the data 11 and 20 are included in the class interval 11 to 20. Clearly, we know that it is a discontinuous series. Next, what is exclusive series? In the class interval, the upper limit of the first class interval is the lower limit of the second class interval. Then it's a exclusive series. For example, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, etc. is an exclusive series because 15 is included in the class 15 to 20 and 20 is included in the class 20 to 30. So clearly, it's a continuous series. Next, let's discuss a small problem. From an ungrouped frequency distribution table for the weight of 25 students in standard 4 given below, answer the following questions. The data is given. Next, the first question is find the range of the weights. Second, how many of the students is the highest weight in the class? Third, what is the weight to which more number of students belong to? Fourth is how many belong to the least weight? So first let's draw the frequency distribution table for the given data. So I have to put three tabular columns as weight, tally marks, and frequency. You know the tally marks as you know in lower classes. So the weights are 15, 16, 18, 20, 24, 25, and 27. So frequency, how you have to calculate? Count the weight 15 in the given data. How much times the number 15 occurs? So it occurs 3 times. So in the frequency column, you have to put 3. Likewise, the remaining weights should be calculated. Next, first question, range of the weights. How we can calculate the range of the weights? Largest value minus smallest value. The largest weight in the given data is 27 and the smallest weight given is 15. So on difference, it gives 12. Next, how many of the students has the highest weight in the class? Highest weight denoted here is 27 kg. So in 27 kg, the frequency is 2. So have to write the answer as 2 students are the highest weight of 27 kg. Next, what is the weight to which more number of students belong to? So more number of students belong. So more number of students, it refers to the frequency. So here the highest frequency is 6. So how to write the answer is 6 students belong to and the weight is 25. So 6 students belong to 25 kg weight is the answer for the third subdivision. Next for fourth subdivision, how many of them belong to the least weight? The least weight here mentioned is 15 and its frequency is 3. So I have to write the answer as 3 students belong to the 15 kg weight. Next, another problem. Represent the following data in ungrouped frequency table which gives the number of children in 25 families. So I had to draw the frequency distribution table like 3 columns, number of children, tally marks and frequency. So the numbers are 0 to 6. Then I have to calculate the frequency. Total 25 must be there. So next we can draw the frequency distribution table for this. So number of children in a family and frequency. Okay, that's all. Next, we are going to discuss about frequency distribution table for grouped data. What is grouped data? It is any value but within a certain interval. Next, this data can take values between certain range with the highest and the lowest value. And it is graphically represented as histograms. Example, age of persons in a village. Next, let's discuss about class interval. What is class interval? It is the range of the variable grouped into number of classes and that each group is known as the class interval. So for finding the class interval, the formula is difference between the upper limit and the lower limit of the class. Next, I have seen a problem on continuously. The EB bill entropy of each of the 26 houses in a village are given below. Construct the frequency table. So they are given like this. So how to construct the frequency table? First the data is given. So the frequency table is class intervals, tally marks and frequencies. For constructing the frequency table, first we have to start with maximum bill amount, minimum bill amount, then find the range. Next, they are not given any range for constructing the frequency table. So we have to assume the class sizes 100 from the given data. The maximum bill amount. Maximum bill amount here is 800 and the minimum bill amount here is 120. So range is 800 minus 120 gives 680. So we have assumed the class size is 100. So now we can find the class interval. So possible class intervals is equal to range by class size. Range here mentioned is 680 and class size is 100. So 680 by 100 gives 8, which is approximately equal to 7. So now I have to draw the frequency table. 3 columns, class intervals, tally marks, frequencies. Class intervals, we have assumed the class size is 100. So on that basis, we are grouping 100 to 200, 200 to 300, till 700 to 800. Count the bills and fill the frequency table. Convert the given discontinuous series into a continuous series. The data is given. Next, for finding this, we can find the difference in gap. That is, the formula is lower limit of the second class minus upper limit of the first class. So here we are considering 0 to 5 and 6 to 11. Lower limit of the second class is 6 and the upper limit of the first class is 5. So on difference it gives 1. Then lower boundary which is equal to lower limit minus half of the gap. So this is equal to here 0 to 5. The lower limit is 0 minus half of the gap. Half is 1 by 2. Half is multiplication and gap we find it 1. So 0 minus 1 by 2 into 1 is equal to minus 0.5. As we know 1 by 2 is 0.5. Then upper boundary which is equal to upper limit minus half of the gap. So in 0 to 5 class interval, the upper limit is 5 plus half of the gap. That is plus 1 by 2 into 1 which is equal to 5.5. So it's nothing. Subtracting 0.5 of the lower limit and adding 0.5 of the upper limit gives a continuous series. See here the classes minus 0.5 to 5.5, 5.5 to 11.5, 11.5 to 17.5, 17.5 to 23.5, 23.5 to 28.5. Next the frequencies of Hooke. Next we are going to discuss about method of constructing a pie chart. How we can construct a pie chart? The formulas are central angle of a component which is equal to value of the component by total value into 360. Next, if suppose it is expressed in percentage, then central angle of a component is equal to percentage value of the component by 100 into 360. Now let's discuss some problems, then we can understand it better. So draw a pie diagram to represent the following data. It shows the expenditure of paddy cultivation in 2 acres of land. Data are given. Also, find the percentage of the head in which more money had been spent. What percentage of money was spent for seeds? First, we can draw the table. Particulars and central angle. For central angle, the formula is value of the component by total into 360. So, for seeds, the value of the component is 2000. For total is this 36,000 into 360 gives 20%. In this way, you can calculate for the remaining. Next, more money had been spent for what? More money had been spent for wages. So for wages, rupees 10,000. So wages is equal to 10,000 by 36,000 into 100%. As it is asked to express in percentage, we are multiplying it by 100. It gives 27.7%. Next, what percentage of money was spent for seeds? So here seeds is 2000. 1000 by 36,000 into 100% gives 5.5%. Next, the pie chart is drawn with degree mentioned. Next, another question. Monthly expenditure of Kumaran's family is given below. Draw a suitable pie chart. The data is given. Also, find the amount spent for education. If Kumaran spends rupees 6,000 for rent, what is the total salary of Kumaran? How much did he spend more for food than education? First, let's fill the table. Particulars, expenses, central angle. Now see here expenses is given in percentage. So I have to choose the second formula. Percentage value of the component by 100 into 360. So for food 50%. So 50 by 100 into 360 gives 180. By this way you have to do the remaining calculation. Next first question is what amount spent for education? If Kumaran spends rupees 6,000 for rent, find the amount spent for education if Kumaran spends rupees 6,000 for rent. So we can do this by direct proportional method. So the percentage for rent is 15 percentage and the expenses mentioned here is 6,000. So they ask for education. For education the percentage is 20. For expenses we have to find. So we can keep it as X. So by direct proportional method, expenses on education is have to cross multiply 15x which is equal to 20 into 6,000. So 15x is equal to 1,20,000. On division it gives x is equal to 8,000. Therefore amount spent for education is rupees 8,000. Next question is what is the total salary of Kumaran? For finding this, we know that Kumaran spends rupees 6,000 for rent. So 15 percentage of total equal to 6,000. So 15% can be written as 15 by 100 into total which is equal to 6,000. So total is equal to 40,000. Next, how much did he spend more for food than education? Amount spent for education is already have find as rupees 8,000 in first subdivision. Next, we have to now find amount spent for food. Amount spent for food is 50% of total, which is equal to 50 by 100 into 40,000 gives rupees 20,000. So now amount spent for the food than education is amount spent for food minus amount spent for education. Amount spent for food is rupees 20,000 and amount spent for education is rupees 8,000. On difference, it gives rupees 12,000. That's all. Thank you for listening.